Hey everyone, Robbo here, back with another Star Wars video, and today we're going to be ranking the Star Wars films, all the trilogies, not any of the standalone, like side movies like Rogue One, Solo, all those type of films, and like not including The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars and Rebels, just the 9 main movies. But before we do that, play the intro.
Have you ever had a lonely night? Toss and turn alone until the morning light. I be falling deeper, I can see the light. I got all these demons always trying to fight.
So, starting off the list, we have the number 9 film, in my opinion. This is kind of weird. This is The Rise of Skywalker, and this is kind of weird. You'll see a bit of a weird pattern going on, but this film, I'm not really going to be having like the most in-depth thoughts on every single film, but this film is not good, man, from a Star Wars perspective. And the main thing that I just don't like about it is the fact that Rey beat Palpatine. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers, sorry, but Rey beat Palpatine, and the fact that she's so strong and everything like that, and also the fact that Palpatine's in it, and it's just not a good film. And yeah, I just don't like it at all. At number 8, we have the most hated, probably one of the most hated Star Wars films is The Last Jedi. And the reason why I don't really like this that much is just because it was kind of just on a ship the whole time, and then you had the bit where Finn and Rose went off and did the little casino scene bit. I hated that. Boring. Always skip it when the odd chance I'll watch it. Like, I've probably watched it twice in the past 2 years or 3 years, whatever. It's not good. It's not fun to watch. It's basically on a ship the whole time. But the only reason it's not last is because of the fight with Kylo and Luke. Even though it's kind of dumb, it was kind of cinematic, and I found it kind of cool. And Kylo's my favourite character from the sequels, and that is why it's number 8. At number 7, and it's kind of the sequels backwards, we've got Force Awakens. Probably the best ones out of sequels. It's still not the best, but it's alright movie, to be fair to it. Like, it wasn't that bad. Kylo Ren's my favourite, and he's probably the best in this film. Just, I like his helmet, and then he took it off for the rest of the films. Really, I didn't really like it. Snoke's not like in this film. Well, he is, but he's not actually. I didn't really like Snoke. I kind of like. I don't know what it is. I just kind of like the beginning of a lot of films, and all of that. And that is why it's number 7. And it's not too bad. It was alright. It could have obviously been better. The sequels could have way been better. And I've heard some rumours that they're redoing them, but that really doesn't make much sense to redo some Star Wars films. I don't know. But yeah, that's why it's number 7. It's not as bad as the other ones, but it's still not the best. Coming in at number 6 is Star Wars A New Hope. I don't actually mind this. It's just kind of slow, kind of boring, but the actual idea of it is great, and how influential it was at the time. And it's the original, the first Star Wars film to be made, so I can't hate on it. But it's not the best. It's not one of the best, but it can't be like bottom. It can't really be bottom because of how great it was, and it's still great, like the ideas of it, the way the story pans out. But there's just not a lot of action going on. It's a bit more of a story film, which is a bit understandable considering it's the start of everything. And yeah, that is why it's number 6. Not a bad film, but kind of boring and not really to do with action. I like a nice mix, but just full story I'm not really into, and that is why it's number 6. At number 5 is Return of the Jedi. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I actually did like this a lot, and I liked Luke in it. I've watched it recently, and my opinion on Luke has changed. I do really like him, actually. So yeah, I really like Luke now. And my favourite skin in Battlefront 2 is his green, the original skin that he has, and he just looks cool. Green's my second favourite Jedi lightsaber colour, besides purple. And yeah, everyone hates it on the Ewok bit. A lot of people hate on it. I don't mind it. It slows it down a little bit, and it's kind of dumb how teddy bears basically saved the galaxy from the Empire, kind of. But I guess it's got a very cinematic fight in it with Luke and Vader, and that is why it is number 5. It is actually number 5. I was looking at my list like, whoa! At number 4 is the first one from the prequels, my favourite era of Star Wars, because they're the ones that I grew up on. Even though I was born in 2006, they're not really around when I was born. Well, they are, but the first Star Wars films I ever watched. And I don't know why I didn't watch the originals first, because it would have made more sense. But it is what it is. I already knew what Star Wars was at the time, like the original trilogy and stuff, but I never really got to watch them. But, you know, shout out to Disney Plus. I can catch up on all my Star Wars stuff on there. Obviously not sponsored. But, you know, it don't, you know what I mean. Back to the actual film. I kind of like the actual story in it. It's kind of dumb. The romance is kind of cringe. But I get why it's there. I actually don't mind it. It's very cringe, don't get me wrong, but I don't mind it. This is not scripted, as you can probably tell. This is literally just me just waffling. Anything else? I like how he goes with Padme and all that. Anakin, like, together. He kills the Sand People. I like the final boss. That is probably one of the most memorable things from my Star Wars childhood. That boss, not boss fight. What am I saying? Like the final fight in the temple. It's not really the final fight. I'm backtracking here, but the one in the arena with all the animals. That was very cool. I wouldn't really call them animals, but you know, yeah, that was really cool. The whole thing's kind of cool, but it's not that good, so that's why it's not higher on the list, but it's not bad, and it's kind of all cool, and I love the prequels, and that is why, and I love the Dooku fights and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just good, and that is why it's at number 4. At number 3, this is going to get a lot of hate, but at number 3 we have The Phantom Menace, and I know you're probably like, what? But, one word, only one word, you can see him on the screen. Darth Maul. That's all that needs to be said. I'm not obviously going to develop that a bit more. I like Qui-Gon Jinn. I quite like seeing Obi-Wan when he's younger. I like pretty much all of it. Well, that's not true. Some of it is very boring, the most politics bit. I don't mind the politics, but most of it is about the politics. And I love the pod racing scene. That, hands down, like, I actually enjoyed Anakin as a youngling. Not a youngling, but, yeah. And one thing I gotta say, I gotta clear this up. I love Jar Jar Binks. He gets a lot of hate. I don't know why. I find him funny. I don't get why, but I find him hilarious. And, yeah, it's actually very good. I've not really got anything bad to say about it. It's very good. And I enjoy it a lot, mainly because of Darth Maul. And it's got the best scene in Star Wars, a.k.a. the Duel of Fates. Darth Maul, final fight, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why it's here. At number 2, I've just realised I've got to get more footage for this because I've ran out. But at number 2, we have Empire Strikes Back. This is classic, probably the best one out of the original trilogy. Absolute boss film. It's just sick. The Hoth scenes, Luke in the I can't even think of what it's called. I'm being a fake Star Wars fan right now. But against, you know, it's not a Raftar. It might be a Raftar. I think it is. You know, that was kind of cool. And I don't know. I don't even know why I liked it. It has a very iconic part in all of Star Wars, the Luke and Vader first fight, and yeah, it's just very iconic. And one thing I forgot to mention about A New Hope, which I like, is the ending with them shooting into the exhaust pipe. I don't. Alright, it's late. Okay. Okay. Anyway, Empire Strikes Back, quality film, and there's only one more left, but I think you know what it is. Absolute godly Star Wars film, but Empire Strikes Back, all kind of good. You know, Hoth. Oh, one sec. Dagobah. The Dagobah scenes were goated. I love them. Yoda, bruh. Ever since I revisited all the Star Wars films, Yoda is the GOAT. He's so funny. He's hilarious. I just love him so much. And that's basically why that whole Dagobah thing is basically why it's on this list. And yeah, that's number 2. At number 1 is my favourite Star Wars film of all time. You can probably guess if you know Star Wars. It is Revenge of the Sith. This film is goated. It's cringe. The prequels don't have very good acting. I don't care. It's what I grew up on. The prequels are my favourite. I like every single one. As you can tell, they're all in the top 5. I mean, I probably could have them top 3, but you know, I had to mix it up. And yeah, I love it so much. It's such a great film. Well, not a film, but it's a great Star Wars film. Shout out, just shout out, man. They get hate for the acting, like Hayden Christensen and everything, but he did as good as he could. Don't lie. He did good. I love just like I like the Sith more, as you guys know, and they actually won, so that's a bit different, and I actually like that a lot. So there's too much to talk about. I'm gonna make a video on why I love Revenge of the Sith. It's basically like a non-formal review, and that is my list. I love Revenge of the Sith. I love the final fight, emotional. You know, it's all memes at this point, but it's still emotional. Great ending, great film all around. I love it. You got let me just cut this down. You got the General Grievous fight. Hello there. You got the General Grievous fight. You got the Dooku fight at the start. The whole starting bit is sick. But you got the Dooku fight. What else you got? You got the ending fight. Who else do they fight in this? Like, there's so many scenes that just stand out. Who else? What else happens? Like, there's just, you got the Darth Plagueis, the white, you know, all that part when they're talking. You got Yoda and Palpatine fighting. You got the Mace Windu that's kind of a fight. I'll tell you that. It's just amazing. You get to see the whole. You get to see, which I love, like Vader and then building the Death Star. Well, he's not building it, but while they're building the Death Star, it's all great. I realise I've got to get more footage because, yeah, but that is why it's my number one, and I'm probably going to make a video just talking about that, like a bit more of an in-depth, but still informal, not really a script. But, yeah, that is why it's my number one. Go to film, go to Star Wars film, shout out to Revenge of the Sith.